Hey friends, what's going on? Finally I have a vinyl update. It's been a while. I actually have a new record to show. Let me put some music on here. Turn this down a little bit. I would play for you the record that I pre-ordered and it just arrived, but it definitely would cause it to be blocked in countries. So I really have to be very sparing with my vinyl purchases. And a while back I caught the news, thanks to several people all over the world who made sure I heard about this, that Mew, the band from Denmark that I dearly love, that their album Frengers was being reissued, and so I pre-ordered right away because I knew that it would go quickly, and my copy arrived today. 180 gram vinyl, 2 LP. It's already being pressed in a second edition, but the first edition of this reissue, there's 500 copies on white and 1,000 on red, pink rather, and I got the white. And this really is truly one of my favorite albums, and as I've been saying about Sid Arthur, who is one of my favorite new discoveries musically. When I first heard Mew about 10 or so years ago, I had the same reaction as when I first definitively heard Genesis. It was like, I've been looking for this. This is what I've been looking for. The booklet with the lyrics and stuff. Really, they did a wonderful job here. 2 extra tracks that were not on the original album or CD, and this truly is one of my favorite albums. When I first heard this, I stumbled upon Mew on the internet, just trawling, not trolling, but trawling, like in a boat for music and new stuff, and I've always been interested in what's happening in the I guess you call them the Scandinavian countries, but Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, all those countries, and just the way the first song "Am I Right?" No, the way it started, very similar reaction to when I first heard "Watcher of the Skies" by Genesis. It was that my ears went, what is this? I've been looking for this. And I just played the whole album, and to this day it holds up. It is one of my favorites. It's the kind of, it is a particular type of pop, prog music that I look for. I really like Jonas Bjerre's voice. It is childlike, but there's also something of the nature of wonder in his voice always there. A sense of passion too, a subtle passion, but what I get is the wide-eyed wonder in his voice, and the way that the band specifically tried to write songs that don't go in obvious directions melodically. I like that a lot. That really appeals to me, and so this is just a wonderful, happy addition to my collection on vinyl. Mew, Frengers. I was just looking online to see this. The white vinyl is sold out. The pink vinyl is sold out. They're actually doing a second edition, red vinyl and black vinyl. Really glad I got this. One of my favorites. The last thing I'll say about it, because I'm gonna keep it quick, is that this music really is a antidote for me to a lot of what I live around. It takes me mentally to a place I'd rather be, and I love that. Some other records that are sitting out before I go, I'll show you. I actually played 2 sides of this today. Sun Ambulance, Someone Else's Deja Vu. I'm on this album, and I was in the band for a time when this album came out on Saddle Creek Records, 2008. This is really a wonderful, wonderful album, and I even understand it more now, what Joe Knapp was after. they're going to be going into the studio and recording anew. I'm not in the band anymore, but I'm excited about that. And I highly encourage people to listen to this album. If you haven't listened to it, it's really good. Really good. Played this morning. Cataclysmic China Doll by Edward Caspel of legendary Pink Dots. It's been an overcast, gloomy, mostly gloomy. The sun is out now, but really humid day. And this morning, this was really perfect for the gloom. Edward Caspel. This is a limited edition of 500 numbered. I also, someone had VCLT'd this to me a while back, and I've tried to get into it. Wolf People, I haven't done too well with it. It just seems to be just okay to me. You know, kind of interesting, but I don't know. I'll give it another shot later. Yesterday I went to Almost Music and hung out for a while, and someone that I used to work with brought in some records, and I got one of the records really cheaply, Sandinista. I had never owned this before by The Clash, and I got it real cheap, and that's mainly the reason why. I played a bit of it. It's not like something I'm going to be playing, but it's kind of like, you know, I always wanted the Sandinista album by The Clash. Did like them. They're hating. But the other stuff that I picked up was trash. Records that the store didn't buy because of either the shape they're in or just that they didn't think they could use them. And one that was really beat, but I had to get it for free, was Music for Zen Meditation featuring Tony Scott. I've never owned this album, and I've always wanted one. On Verve. Sadly, it's warped. It does play, but it is warped. But it was free. I mean, it was going to be thrown away. The other one that I got was Remote Luxury by The Church. This is trashed. It plays really badly, but again, it was going to be thrown away, so may as well take it and find out. I love The Church. Last thing I'll say is I've been listening to the Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger, Midnight Sun. This is good. Actually, this has an awful lot in common with Beatles, more than, I don't know if it's conscious or unconscious, but there's a whole lot of Beatles via Sgt. Pepper Revolver era all throughout this album. And this is really pop-tastic. They really put a lot of work into this. Interesting songs, a lot of changes, this is a good album. Alright, just wanted to share that with you. Really, really happy about finally having new Frangers on vinyl. Also happy to count Jonas Bjerre, the lead singer of the band, as a somewhat of a distant friend. We still communicate. I sent him a copy of Fly Over on vinyl. I really wanted him to have it. He let me know he got it. Back in when In Dreama was getting going, Nick Fackler, the leader of In Dreama, as well as in the band Nicky Blossoms, had made a connection with Jonas Bjerre through film work. And they did a collaboration. Actually, Nick and Jonas Bjerre are on a single together, one side of a single. But that led to Jonas sending Nick some more material to work on, which Nick and I did. This has been a couple of years, but I've actually worked on some material with Jonas Bjerre and Nick Fackler. Will something eventually happen with that material? I hope so. I think it's actually still pretty good. I do. Okay.